Whenever I come in contact with the Humanities faculty here at the University of Stirling, my impression is always the same, that this is a place that puts in more energy, goes above and beyond for its students in order to offer them opportunities that will give them the best start in their careers, help them to find their purpose. I really haven't come across an academic institution in my work that takes this approach. This is not by any means just doing the bare minimum. This is an employability team, this is a faculty that is constantly pushing the boundaries as to what does preparing students for the workplace mean? How does well-being and entrepreneurship play a role in that? How can we improve people's soft skills, their emotional intelligence, and how can we essentially just give them the best start in a very uncertain labour market? And my impression of this conference has been no different. I think there's a consistency here and a power that is a real model, possibly across the rest of this university, but across Scotland as well, and I'm always very proud to come take part.
Final Year Conference Mission Employable has been an event long in the making for our team, and the aim of the event is really to encourage our final year undergraduate students as they prepare for graduation and beyond. The event has been a mixture of workshops and culminating this evening in a sit-down two-course dinner with tea and coffee, where we have had a range of our employers. Some of our alum of the university, and some are just good business engagement contacts that we work with for many years. And from that, we've hoped that this will engender some informal conversations that will really lead to some important things for our students as they move forward. So really, it's been a great event, and we think the plates are empty, the students have enjoyed the food, and we hope that they've learned a lot from the experience today.
I've actually been delighted to come tonight. So I graduated from my undergraduate in history in 2018. Not at this university, but obviously went through a very similar experience to what these guys are going through currently. And I never got anything like this. So I left university having never spoke to employers at all. I didn't know what I wanted to do at all, which is another reason I'm here tonight as well, because I love supporting and showing people that young professionals do exist and that I have been through it, and you can get somewhere you want to be. And if I can support some guys along the way, I am absolutely happy to do so.
It's quite daunting, but actually a lot more pleasant than I thought it was going to be. I think it's nice to actually speak to people as human beings and not potential employers and people to be scared of, and just to actually learn from their experience and their stories, and even just have general chit chat, which is nice. nice.
It's great to see actually the students get this opportunity to actually speak to employers, and I think for me, I never had that opportunity when I was here, and I actually fumbled my way around and worked out what worked well and what didn't. And so actually being able to talk to students and say, look, your university experience, not just your degree, but the clubs that you've been involved with, the societies that you've been, the activities that you do, your work and how you manage all of that can actually make a big difference to your career. And actually, especially those first employment opportunities, actually sitting in front of interviews and saying, I did this at university as well as studying my degree. I was the treasurer of a society, and I had to organise money, or I had to take a trip, and I had to organise a trip for everybody on it. That sort of experience is hugely important, I think, for employers. So be able to give some of those tips to students today, I think it's been really, hopefully rewarding and hopefully good for them and helping them get that sort of first step on the career ladder.
When I was at university, you would hear terminology and buzzwords like transferable skills all the time, and it's one thing having your lecturer tell you about it than it is, I think, having somebody that's gone through it. Again, exactly what you said, your transferable skills are absolutely key as a humanities graduate going out into the outside world. You may feel like you don't have the qualifications when that's absolutely not the case, particularly when we've got a cohort of students here that have gone through something that we will never have known, that we're going through the pandemic and that as well. So their skills that you have through other experiences absolutely do still mean something, and we can use it out in employees' world. So yeah.
It was very interesting. I did not expect it to be that good. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was sensational. I think I got a lot of information. As an international student, I find this as to be a very big opportunity for me, and I learned a lot.
It was great. I love interacting with younger people, getting ready to go out in the big bad world, and if I was a help, it was great.
Excellent. Then what kind of questions did they usually come to you at with?
Well, usually what kind of, things like what kind of resources could I provide, or, what was I actually doing? They're trying to figure out if they can, interact with me along the way, and, we had some great conversations.
I've absolutely loved it. I've loved hearing the students' passions and hearing their stories about their studies and what they're excited for once they leave university, so had some great conversations. Since it's been COVID, I know it's been difficult for the students, but they're doing really well, and it sounds like they're all really excited to see what's out there like after university, so yeah.
Interesting, eye-opening. There's so many experiences that so many of the contributors have to offer, not just resources for students going out, but just stories, just real perspectives that shift the way you're looking at things. But yeah, it's been incredibly useful and incredibly captivating.
I'm a graduate of Stirling University. I graduated in 2007, and I was saying earlier, I think these sort of events are amazing for preparing students. Graduates nowadays coming into the workplace are so much more switched on when I was leaving university, and I think it's a testament to the university for doing these sort of events.
I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. There's a wide range of really valuable expertise. It's really nice to meet so many people.
I was an earlier politics degree. I liked politics, and I thought I would want to focus more on journalism. So at the moment, I'm just doing journalism, but it's very good. I like it very much. We have a great members of staff here, and the teaching staff is incredible. What we used to have and what we have now, they give their best to us, and they bring all the experience and the knowledge that we need to get into the industry. It's just incredible, and they are very helpful. They are there for us every day, every week.
The question for her?
Yes. So if you look back on your career, what was the most challenging moment, and how did you overcome it?
Come on, give it your best. No matter how difficult a situation is or was during my career, it was always a case of just break it down into small pieces. Stop the worry and give it your best. Never ever shirk a challenge. Never shirk a challenge. Give it your best.
Dinner dates.
Yeah, they've been good. Learning about opportunities we wouldn't have heard of otherwise, and meeting people we would have had no opportunity to meet before.
We're a publisher based in Stirling who specialises in non-fiction books, and we're delighted to be here today to encourage students to be involved in the arts and humanities, whether it be the literary arts and humanities or other aspects of the field.
It's lovely to see people who are just starting out on their career journeys, considering things like publishing and all the different things surrounding it, all the different things like taking videos and history and so many things around it. We've been really inspired today to be here to find out all the wonderful stories, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted to see people from so many different disciplines who are considering their next move in their career. The beauty of an arts and humanities degree, of course, is it's so adaptable.
The most important message that I wanted to share today is this idea that often when we're just starting out in our careers, we feel like we're always waiting for life to start. We feel like we're in the waiting room. And I wanted to reassure everyone attending that actually that feeling never goes away. Not because there's no joy in life. In fact, life is full of joy. But because you never really arrive at a destination. It's all about whether you're looking after you and your health, whether you're pursuing your passions, whether you're able to be kind to yourself and others. These are the things that will help you find your purpose and lead to a fulfilling career and a really joyful life.
So I went to the Crack the Interview Code workshop, and it was actually really helpful, really interesting, because we did have stuff like that at school, but not to the extent that we received here. I think we had some actors, and they did a little demonstration of sort of do's and don'ts for interviews, and I think just like the main thing to take away was that, you know, you also have power in that position to kind of you're not the only one being interviewed, and that you're also looking at these people as your potential employers and what they can provide for you. And it's not just about jumping through hoops and doing a perfect interview. It's also about directing yourself and being confident, but also being calm and like taking time for your answers, and just lots of things like that to kind of remind you that this is an opportunity for you as well as them, and they want you to work for them, not just you wanting to work for them.
I think the TDI workshops were really fascinating. It was quite illuminating to learn about the different aspects that you don't really think about, I guess. And similarly, I thought I was an introvert mostly, and apparently I'm not, so that's interesting to find out.
I think the TDI workshop was an eye-opener. I learned a lot about the way that I think, the way that my brain works that I didn't know. I found it very interesting. I got to know a little bit more about myself just through different scenarios that we were given, and I got to realize that I was actually more of an extrovert, that I feel more than I think, and just things like that that actually help you choose what kind of career you're more suited to and how you would actually act in that career.
Was your day?
Excellent, very good. I've enjoyed that today. I've enjoyed the dinner, I enjoyed meeting new people, I enjoyed your course, Be Your Own Boss. That was brilliant, so very happy with it.
Today we've played this game at the final year conference, and the point of the game was to come up with a business idea and make a plan, a 3-year plan for it, and it was both interesting and very giving experience.
For me, it was great because I have had a small business during the COVID lockdown, so it was interesting to see more on like a kind of corporate scale and a larger scale, and in terms of like franchising, it kind of got me thinking bigger picture. Obviously, I would stay very local with my business.
You have a startup. Yeah. You have a bit of experience around it. Today you came to the Be Your Own Boss workshop. Do you feel like you've learned some new things?
Definitely. I think it's got me into thinking also in terms of working as a team. It's just been a venture previously with my sister and I, as you can kind of understand with family arrangements. Normally it's always a boss without having to have a boss necessarily said. I did take over a lot of that. That was also almost all me. So it was interesting working more as a team on a more kind of shared aspect. And I think as well, just having like a different idea altogether. It was a very different market. It was Oliver's idea as well that kind of initially started up our mini business. So it was quite interesting taking that was completely different and then working with him on that collaboratively.
Alex, Be Your Own Boss?
I thought it was great. I had a lot of really competent and like real life things that you would need to think about to start your own business, and it was a fun and interactive way to do so. And it was a lot in a short amount of time, but it went quickly. It went quickly.
I mostly enjoyed the workshop with the business. I didn't expect it, but I very much enjoyed it.
I really liked it. I'm studying film and media, so I've never really been into like business economics, stuff like that, but I always wanted to I always wanted to look into that because I didn't actually know before this, like, what is the approach if you have an idea, what do you do after? And we found that out today, and I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, it was fun. Also, it made you understand that a business idea is just a business idea, and then it's a lot of work behind it as well. To everything that goes on within 3 years seems like it's a lot, but if you have a good idea, anything's possible, it seems.